Welcome back to another video, guys. My name is Will, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my blade trap sin on Path of Diablo in Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction. As you guys know, I make these videos because there's not a whole lot of video guides out there showing the gameplay and style before just teaching you how to actually build the guide. There's also a lot of confusion around this build. I've had a hard time building it myself. So I'm going to show you a couple different iterations. This is currently the pure trap version of this build. So I'm using all blades here, but we'll get into that in a minute. First off, we'll show you a little bit of gameplay, and we'll head to Chaos. That's the easiest place. One thing with this build is you are going to do a lot of pre-buffing. So you can see I got that there. My traps, throw that on, throw Venom on, and burst of speed. We'll swap back, throw that back, and good to go. So I would say that is the one downside right there, the gear swapping. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it is kind of required for this build. And the reason being is that Blade Shield operates in a kind of a series of 10s. So you can see, let's see, my Blade Shield is currently 33. So those 3 levels above 33 are basically worthless, and every 10 levels you gain another blade. So my next goal is I need to hit 40 for the next damage increase. So realistically, I could throw those extra 3 skills into another ability if I wanted to. I'm not gonna, just because really should have grabbed potions. Alright, we should be able to pick some up. I'm not gonna, because I'm still acquiring gear, so I'm not quite fully geared yet. At least not fully geared to where I want to be. But as you guys can see, I'm having no issues taking down Chaos here. We can officially start the timer. We're at about 3 minutes in Chaos. So anything past 3 minutes will be our Chaos time. Yeah, you guys see everything pretty much just dies really quick. Even just the blade throw alone, or not blade throw, blade shield alone does quite a bit of damage. Like I said, I'm still trying to fully gear here, but overall, in general, this is a pretty expensive build. And these ghosts are your enemy with this mana burn, I'll tell you that. Terrible, I hate mana burn. Kinda sad that he put it back in the game. Back the seal really quick, pick up the small charm, maybe, there we go. Fairly tanky, not too bad. I've only got 1,000 life. I really need to get that up. I could use a respec, to be honest, but it's not crucial. The other thing I'll mention is that I'm not fully optimized for mapping and or chaos. Currently I've got this guy spec'd out to do Uber. This character can do Uber. I did it about a week ago for my brother to help him get his torch. And I wasn't nearly as geared then as I am now, so I had a pretty hard time, but we did complete it. So that's the important part. Alright, we're sitting at about 1.5 minutes, and 2 out of 3 are done. Maybe die. There we go. The champs go down pretty quick. The only downside is this is basically a pure physical build at this point. Oops, and my blade shield fell off. That won't help. So if you do run into a physical immune, it can be kind of annoying to kill him. Kind of gotta let your mercenary do it. We do use Venom, so you do a little bit of poison damage. And using the weapon gives us negative poison enemy resistance. But it's still pretty slow. As you guys can see, these guys just melt. Melt, I said. There we go. And blade throw is kind of a little weird with mobs, especially around walls. It doesn't like hitting mobs that are close to walls. But you'll see Diablo goes down pretty quick. Except when he runs away. Mercenary tanking the laser, and nothing from Diablo, which has been the story of my life this season. And yeah, that's it. So that's Chaos. So where are we at? 5:50, so give or take, what did I say, 3 minutes? Yeah. So definitely a quick build. It definitely does damage. No issues with damage here. Like I said, it does run into the problem of physical immunes, but you can do all the maps very easily. Tier 3 is a little annoying with all the physical ghost immunes, but you can still definitely do it. You can do T1s, T2s are both really easy. T4s are pretty easy. You do Ubers, Chaos, just about anything. Not a whole lot of stuff this build can't do. Is that a Shaco? That is annoying. Alright, we'll get rid of that, although I did find a Shaco the other day. So let's hop into, we'll do gear first, I guess. Helmets. As always, guys, I'm going to go over a couple different options for every slot. Like I said, I'm currently statted and geared for Ubers. So I'll give you kind of a Uber version and a more general clear version. So Ubers, I am using a 3-socketed G-face. You can see I only have 2 jewels in it. They are both ED jewels. I need 1 more ED jewel. I don't want to just throw anything in there. But I'm super broke as far as currency, so that is still empty. I have noticed a lot of people are using Andes, 3-socketed Andes. That's going to give you that +2 skill there. It's also going to give you a lot of poison res as well. And then I assume they're throwing ED jewels in there as well, just for that extra damage. I've also seen people wear Shakos for the +2 skills. But like I said, I'm doing Ubers, so the Deadly Strike and the Crushing Blow are awesome for that. Chest. I'm currently wearing Fort. I'm wearing it for the enhanced damage, 300% ED. A lot of people run Enigma for teleport speed, obviously, and you can also run Treachery for a pre-buff if you're not running. If you're running a Fort like me, grab a Treachery. That's going to give you +2 all skills to get you closer to that. We'll switch. Oops, I didn't mean to grab my charm. Put that back. We'll swap over here to my pre-buff. You guys can see I am at 35. To hit 40, I could do +2 here. What's that give me? 37. +2 in an Andes helm. That gives me 39. And then if I had a torch or even 1 more Trap Grand Charm, or even a +3 instead of a +2 to Blade Shield skill weapon here, that would all help me hit 40 Blade Shield, which is going to be a pretty significant bump in damage. So you're really shooting for 40 Blade Shield. At 30 at minimum to even make this build work, I would say. Otherwise, if you can't hit 30, just stick with Fire Traps. It's going to be more efficient. Run cows until you can get 30. And then 40, and then even 50 is possible with some crazy currency. But yeah, you can run Treachery. The only thing that's problem with Treachery is that when you get hit, it's going to cast Fade, which is going to cancel your burst of speed. Just kind of annoying, so keep an eye out for that. If you're walking slow, recast burst of speed. But yeah, I run Fort for the extra damage. Next up, Belt. I'm currently running String of Ears. You can use an ARAC for pre-buff. Otherwise, T-Gods is going to be for Uber for the Lightning Absorb. Boots, once again, Uber setup. I'm running Gores. You can also run Travs, Nats, Elders, any of them, doesn't matter. But the bleed damage is great. Open wounds is great. Deadly Strike, Crushing Blow, all that. All great for Ubers, not great for general content. What we got next? Gloves. Laying of Hands. I got a 249, almost a perfect 249. Also get a ton of fire res. If you're running a different version of this build, like the Fire Trap Blade Shield build, which is going to be kind of a hybrid, I'm going to probably convert to that after this video and test that out. I haven't actually tested it out yet, but I've seen a lot of people running that version of this build. You could also use Mage Fist if you're running that build. I'm going for the pure damage here, so the 249 is huge. Next up, we got Amulet. So my main amulet is going to be the High Lords here. Ideally, you'd want a +2, but I don't want to slam it just yet because I'm broke. It's good for the Deadly Strike, Ubers, obviously. This is going to be kind of best in slot amulet. I'm using a +3 traps for a pre-buff. You could also use, if you have like a +3 Maras, that'd also be really good. Some people don't use High Lords at all. If you're just doing general content, you probably don't need it. And just run a +4 traps. I CNC'd this one, I believe, or maybe it gave me one of those stats, I don't remember. But this one is corrupted already, so I didn't get +4, which is what you want. So +2 High Lords, a +4 Traps, or a +3 Mares would all be great. Current rings, I am running Ravenfrost and a 5% BK. When I'm running Ubers, I'll also throw on the Dwarf Star for the Fire Absorb, and you can also use Wisp for additional Lightning Absorb. Weapons. So in my primary, I am currently using Plague. So like I said, with the poison damage, this is going to give -23 to poison, 343 to demons. The +1 is nice. 32% deadly strike, open wounds chance, and the actual blade that I made it in kind of sucks. It was a 2 to static, 2 to blades of ice, 2 to fade, so all kind of useless for this specific build. You definitely want to get a blade shield. Like if you can get a +3 blade shield or something, or a +2 traps, or anything better than this, basically. Next up, we got our shield. Like I said, Ubers, I'm running a Storm Shield. Only one socketed, unfortunately, that's what I got. 4 sockets is obviously going to be ideal with P diamonds or ums in it. 1 socket isn't ideal for sure for Ubers. My resistances are not great, so having 3 extra diamonds in there would definitely help out a ton. As well as getting a torch would be great too for resistances. On the swap, we have, these are my pre-buffs. So as you guys can see there, +2 and a +3 blade shield. You can shop these. I spent about an hour shopping. Was having a heck of a time trying to find them, so I settled for a +2 here. I really need that +3, but it's just whether or not you want to sit there and shop it, or if you want to get into the game and actually play it. So I gave up and got this, but like I said, doesn't matter. I'm at 35 anyways. I need 5 more skills to hit the next tier. As far as here, like I said, Storm Shield, Phoenix is going to be the main shield that you're going to want to use for general content. For a couple reasons. It's going to help you keep your mana pool up. As you can see, I was slamming mana potions as I am out of them. And because it uses Redemption, it also has enhanced damage on it, which is going to help out your damage of your blades. I'm broke, like I said, 100 times. I'm using this 1-socketed Phoenix, and hopefully I can get a torch ASAP. Inventory, you're going to want to just get 9 traps. 9 trap GCs, or 8 and a torch Annie. That's going to get you there. I also have a lot of attack rating charms. My attack rating I was really struggling with. I'm only at 61% hit Diablo. Definitely need a little bit more. Some people will run Angelic's ring and amulet combination just to, when they're starting out, to try to get that attack rating up. But you definitely need those things hitting for sure. As far as our mercenary, currently I am running Lawbringer. This is great for Ubers when you can get that Decrepify on there that prevents them from hitting you. It makes them, attack super slow and doesn't destroy you. It also has a lot of life on hit, 7% life stolen per hit, which is great. It's ethereal, so it does quite a bit of damage. Helmet, he's running Tal Mask. You could probably use a different helmet, would be a little more ideal, like a Steel Shade or a Vamp Gaze, but 2-socketed Tal Mask isn't bad. It's got currently a 15% increased attack speed jewel. I don't have a melee splash in here just yet. I've got 3 15% increased attack speed jewels in his shaft stop here. It's only a 3-socketed. I forgot to up it because I'm an idiot. But yeah, once I need a 15% attack speed and a melee splash jewel, and then that'll make him hit the top increased attack speed breakpoint, which I believe is 80 question mark? 15 or 45 plus 30, whatever that is. 75 is the top breakpoint, I believe. So I'm 1 short there, and currently he doesn't have a melee splash, but those splash / increased attack speed jewels are kind of expensive, going for about an ist. And I have 0 currency as I am having incredibly bad luck this season. I've actually found a Shaco and I can't even sell it for some reason, so. That's going to be basically it for the gear. We'll hop into the skills. And as it is a all blade build, we're going to stick in the trap tree. And we are just going to go down the line here. We're going to start with 20 blade throw, 20 blade fury, 20 blade shield. And then these are obviously just prerequisites to get to here. So toss 1 point in each of those. Shadow Disciplines is going to be the next one. I would recommend maxing Claw Mastery next. And then we're going to put 1 point into Burst of Speed, 1 point into Fade, which we're not going to use. And then lastly, we're going to max Venom. I did this kind of backwards. I didn't max Claw Mastery yet, and I was just splitting points in between Claw Mastery and Venom. Wouldn't recommend doing this. Venom isn't going to be that huge of a damage source. I'd way more recommend put all the points into Claw Mastery to get that attack rating, just to make sure you're hitting your targets. The amount of blades that are going to miss by not having this maxed versus the amount of damage this thing does, only 750 per second. In my opinion, it's worth it to just go with the Claw Mastery. Now, if you're running the dual build, where you're running traps and blade shields, you're going to run fire traps. You would just put 1 point here, 1 point into Venom. Actually, I don't even believe they use Venom, so just 1 point into Claw Mastery, 1 point into Burst Speed, 1 point into Fade, no Venom, and then they would go into the Fire Tree here. And I believe Max Wake of Inferno is what they do just to focus down champions. So keep that in mind too. I'm going to test that build out. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of experience with it yet, but I'm definitely interested in trying it. So I'll be doing that relatively soon here. Next up, stats. We have 156 strength to put on my Storm Shield. You can strength bug it, but I did already lose a Storm Shield this season because I clicked my body, my inventory was full, left it on the ground, rejoined, and Storm Shield gone. So be careful with that. You can lose items that way. It's been a bug since vanilla. It sucks. It happens. I then put more points into... You can see actually right now, I can strength bug it on with this. Then do that because this gives 30 strength. Be careful with that. Like I said, I lost a Storm Shield already and it sucks. Next up, we are running max block with this build. I actually need a couple more points, 1 or 2 points into Dex. Hit 75%, so if I throw this back on, I thought that would be max. Oh, it doesn't give Dex, it gives Vitality. Sorry, never mind. Yeah, need another point or two into Dexterity to hit that max block percent of 75%. Gonna need to do that for Ubers. It helps out a lot. All your extra points, toss it into Vitality to try to get as much life as you can. You can see my life is pretty low. I need some more lifers and stuff here. I've got a lot of all res charms. 15 all res, 25 res. I can replace these with either more trap grand charms or more lifers. If I were using the proper setup here, my resistances would be a little bit better. But like I said, my build is a work in progress at this point. That's terrible. And yeah, I believe that's basically it as far as the guide portion goes. I will show you guys a map here. I think I have a T1 map. And I do. So we'll toss this stuff in here. We won't need these things. We'll need that for sure. Alright, got all my abilities on. We're going to run in here, pop the map, throw it on the portal just in case. And off to the races here. Now there's going to be a ton of mobs here, so you kind of just got to work through them. Especially clear out your little area so you can focus. And once again, this has the Stormcasters, which are hella annoying when you're a mana dependent build. You can see even in here you do pretty decent damage, but you are gonna go through these pots, so make sure to focus down the storm ghosts. The more you cast, the more novas you're gonna throw out, which basically do 0 damage, but it's fun to watch. It makes you feel like you're doing a whole lot more than you actually are. Mercenary died already. He wouldn't have died if he had a melee splash. That's kind of one of my higher priorities, to get that melee splash. But it's a T1, so nothing really ever drops in T1s, it feels like. Most people just rush the boss, which is what I'm going to try to do here. And the boss on this map is always in the middle. So we're just going to kind of go up until we find the center wall, follow it around until we see a door. I'm going to be picking up potions. I'm taking a lot of mana burn. Oh, potion, potion. I need mana. Alright, die. Come on. This is where you can really see my AR. 55%, not ideal as far as hitting stuff. So getting more dexterity would help. Potentially running the angelic set could help me. But I feel like I still do enough damage to where it's not super critical at this point yet. He's immune to physical. I don't have my mercenary right now, so we're just going to run past him. Once again, he's up in that corner, so when they're in the corner like that, they are really hard to hit. Your blades don't like hitting things in corners. Minotaur. Is that axe? I think it's that axe. My poison res is really bad right now as well. I only have 7 poison res. Especially in this specific map where there's a ton of poison damage. Not great. They're immune to physical. I actually killed that one though. Try to clear an area so I can recast my blade shield. There we go. A lot of health potions. Not a bad idea to fill up your inventory with potions either. Where you come into a map. We can kill this guy. Okay, there. We'll grab some potions. And then, like I said, I'm going to try out that hybrid build for Blade Shield. See if it's any better than this one. But this is not too bad. I mean, it can be a little overwhelming when you have a ton of mobs like this, but then when your Blade Shield doesn't apparently cast. There it goes. As well as just having a Phoenix in general would greatly increase the damage output and the survivability because of that redemption aura. Alright, so this is the middle area where that boss should be, I believe. We're gonna follow this wall around here. Don't be afraid to run out of sticky situations as well. Obviously this is only softcore, but if you're getting kind of overwhelmed, work your way to the outside and work your way back in. I mean, that goes for basically any character, but without Enigma, I don't have teleport, so don't get too crazy running into giant packs like that, otherwise you're going to be slamming pots like I just did to avoid dying. Especially when you have amplified damage. All the hardcore players are cringing at what I just did there, ran into a full pack of whatever the hell that was. I have a boss be right in here, so I'll pop up the portal just in case, and great timing because the server's about to end. Server's about to restart here, so we'll clear out all these guys, clear out all the ads first. It's the best way to do it. Alright, I think we got almost all the ads here. Grab some potions, and then we're going to burst this chick down. And like I said, she's going to be in a corner. Oh, there you go, she's teleported, good. When they're in that corner, they're super hard to hit. When they're standing out in the open, that's when you're going to do damage. You can see she goes down pretty easy. Fortunately, we got another T1 relic. See, I'm hurting for potions here, but I got quite a few on me, so. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the guide, guys. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Make sure to smash that subscribe button if you want to see more of my videos. I know this one was a little weird at times, but fortunately I'm fighting a cold right now, so please forgive me. But that's gonna be the Blade Assassin. Make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
On my way through the night, please give me some more time.